if you want to analyze politics, I keep on telling you here, you must understand and appreciate human nature. Yeah? Because we humans are animals with very distinct behavior. The behavior is very consistent, yes, and very predictable. Okay? So if you want to be a good political analyst, you must understand human nature. Okay? Now, I will start this recording with a very exciting story. Yeah, especially a story that will excite our younger audience. Yeah. Yes. There was this girl who just lost it over this guy. Yeah. She just got a crazy crush on this guy. Okay. So what happened is that initially this guy would come near her, try and exchange one or two words. Then she would just find herself slapping the guy. Yeah? Then she starts crying. Yes? And then the guy would, the guy would just pass nearby. She just looks the other way. Yeah? Now, unfortunately, this guy did not understand human nature. He didn't know what the problem is. Because he was wondering, sasa huyu dem nimemfanyia nini? Eh? Ni kama ananichukia tu bure. Yeah? Then finally one day, she couldn't bear it anymore. She just went to the guy, she just broke down. She said, I just can't live without you, something crazy like that. Now the Jubilee party has been pretending human nature. Yeah? Oh, we are a democracy. Oh, we have the numbers, etc., etc. Yeah? But finally yesterday, yeah, the Jubilee party, actually it's the Jubilee party because we're talking about the vice chairperson, David Murathe, yeah? He couldn't bear his feelings anymore for dictatorship and draconian rule. He couldn't hide those feelings of love anymore. So he just went on live television and he confessed. Okay? Now, I just want you to look at this following clip, yes, of his confession. Yeah? Note the use of his words very carefully and note his body language very carefully. And then when you come back, I'll break it down for you. Over to the clip.
What this country needs now is a benevolent dictator. People have been too soft so that things have gone rogue. That is why you find places like Rwanda are very stable, Uganda is very stable, but this country, people wake up and make pronouncements to the effect that if you do not do this, if I don't have it my way, there is no election. Who are you to say that? I think we have to be careful where we're going with this. Naman.
Murathe, your models of democracy speak volumes. That you can cite Kagame and Museveni as your models of a democracy.
Now, I don't like the comparison to Rwanda President Paul Kagame. Yeah? Why? Because comparing Paul Kagame, if you're talking about corruption and stealing from the country blind, yeah, Kagame cannot be put anywhere near the same level as our Jubilee government. Yes, in fact, if you put Kagame next to our Jubilee government, Kagame looks better than Mother Teresa, and I'm not kidding. Yeah, in Rwanda, there's a project I'm very familiar with that's ongoing in Rwanda, where President Kagame hired consultants whose work was only to check and ensure that there was no corruption from the beginning of the project to the end. Hawana kazi yengine, just to check on corruption. Now, do you think that would ever happen in Kenya in 1,000 years? Do you think that would ever happen in a Jubilee government in 10,000 years? Apana, can't work. The other thing I want to say is, remember who David Murathe is. Yeah? Apart from being the vice chair of Jubilee Party, this man is one of the most influential advisors to President Uhuru. Okay? No wonder the country is already a dictatorship. Yeah? As we are talking, people are complaining and so on. But the truth is, the country called Kenya is already a dictatorship. Tayari ni dictatorship. Yeah? That is why we are fighting. We are not fighting and protesting and talking against something which is to be or which is being planned. It is already here, folks. It is already here. And I will tell you how these people think. Yeah? Don't worry. We can be able to be a dictatorship in this country. It's very easy. Yes? There are only two classes of people to deal with. The middle class and the majority, the mwananchi. Okay? The mwananchi, you just buy those big trucks and shoot 2 or 3 children, yeah? You just put them in Madare, Kibra, all those areas where these poor people are, yeah? And, you deal with them. Watapigana 2-3 days, they'll get tired, it'll be over, yeah? Now, the middle class, there's no problem. Because those people, they already have loans with the banks, they have children in schools, their life has to continue. So their life takes priority over fighting for anything. Yeah, so those people are not going to fight. So for as long as the middle class do not fight, we can do anything in this country. I assure you, that's how these people talk. Kwanza Bwana Mradhe, that's exactly how he talks. Now, if I was in such a meeting, of course I'll never be, but if I was in such a meeting and somebody spoke like that, this is what I'd tell them. You're absolutely right. Yeah, you're right about the middle class. People are worried about their lives, they want their lives to continue and so on and so forth. And you're also right about the people down there, yeah, in the slum areas and so on. Yes, but I have only one thing to say. Have you ever tried to harass a cowardly dog? A dog which is a coward. You even just put your hands on the ground, it runs away. You have not even picked a stone. Unaitisha hivi na mguu, it runs off, it takes off. Yeah. Now that dog, one day, if that dog ends up in a corner, yeah, where it has nowhere to go, okay, of course it's a cowardly dog, but it has ended up in a corner. There's a wall in front, there's a wall on the side, there's a wall everywhere, and the only way out of this situation is through you, and it is scared of you. You're going to be very surprised, because that dog is going to turn on you, and it is suddenly going to be a very, very dangerous dog. Okay? In other words, Kenya has reached a situation whereby people have reached that corner. My friend, when people reach that corner, there's no middle class, at the ordinary mwananchi, at the what, you are going to be shocked. Yeah? You're going to be absolutely shocked. Because it's also human nature when people get fed up. Of course, the model they give is assuming things are okay in the country, the economy is doing well, people are not having their rights taken away from them. Life is generally good, like how it was in the 70s. Life was good, Even if people complain, they say the government is draconian, people are enjoying themselves, yeah? The dollar was exchanged, the Kenya shilling was exchanging at the dollar at 7 bob. Can you believe that? 7 shillings. The Kenyan shilling in exchange to the dollar was 7 bob. Yeah? And in fact, there's a very interesting story my late dad told me. When he left the country on an official trip, he just looked at the prices of things, and he looked at the prices in Kenya, and he was he was just smiling all the way to the shops. Yeah? Because in those days, the Kenyan shilling was actually artificially strong. Yeah. Now let's not go into economics, but that was the situation there. Now in the 70s, when things were like that, nobody's going to stand up and say no. Yeah, people are going to be quiet. You murder 2-3 people, people will keep quiet. But you look at the Kenya of today: massive unemployment, discrimination all over the place. Certain tribes are not getting jobs. It's only certain tribes which are getting jobs. Some people are not even feeling like they're Kenyan. Yeah, the situation is very different. So Bwana Mradhe, your thinking belongs to the 70s. And trying to transplant 70s thinking into 2017 is extremely dangerous. Okay? Not only that, in the year 2017, well, in the 70s, also one of the things which makes people happy is that when your population is generally uneducated, watu wajaenda shule sana, people have just come from the village the other day, it is very different from now. In Kenya, in Kenya today, Kenyans are spread across the globe. Kenyans are extremely exposed, and even those Kenyans who are here, they have social media, they have Google, they have all kinds of things, and therefore their level of understanding and education is extremely high. Much harder to fool those guys, much harder, I'm telling you. Okay? Anyway, I should not be lecturing Jubilee. I should not be lecturing the dictatorial government of Jubilee. Yeah, watch waendelee tu. So guys, Kenya is already a dictatorship. Live with it. Okay? Now I'll end this recording with a joke. Yeah? It really made me laugh. Yeah? But it's a joke which is also instructive. It teaches something. Okay? There were these two guys stuck on one side of Tana River. You know, Tana River has crazy crocodiles which eat people, yeah? Yeah. They were stuck on one side of the river. And then on the other side, there was a lass ambaye ameumbwa kuumbika. Yes? You know, our coastal region really has beauties, yeah? So one beauty was on the other side of the river. So these two guys, one a NASA activist and the other a Jubilee activist, wanted to cross this river and talk to the lass. So obviously the lass on that other side was showing tendencies towards the Jubilee guy, because the Jubilee guy has money, he has power, yeah, and you know chicks generally gravitate towards money and power. Upendo spende, yeah. So this Jubilee guy got very excited, and he decided he's going to swim right across this river na pate huyu msichana wake, yeah. So the guy said, you know, the NASA guy told him, my brother, bwana, you know there are crocodiles there. How are you going to survive the crocodile? Ah, kuna shida. I'm powerful. I'll swim across. Yeah. So the guy just carried a small stick. Yeah. He said that as soon as he sees the jaw of a crocodile, I'll put that stick in between the jaws and he'll be able to go through. Atatumia akili. Yeah. So the guy swam. He got halfway, 3/4 of the way across. When he was just almost reaching, two huge crocodiles came for him and started fighting over him. One snapped the lower part of his body, started munching. The other one snapped the upper part of his body, started munching. That was the end of him. Now this NASA guy was very worried, but sasa akaona hapa lazima ujanja utaingia. So what he did, he took a piece of paper and he started scribbling something, yeah, in very large letters to make sure that the crocodiles could read. Yes. Then after he'd finished, he got in and he started swimming halfway. Now halfway, two crocodiles came. He showed them the piece of paper. They went away. Around almost 3/4, some crocodiles came. He showed them the piece of paper. They went away. Finally reached the other end. Victory, success. Yeah. So he had the last to himself. Now the mystery remained. What had this guy written on the piece of paper that had put off crocodiles? Yeah. What had the guy written? Okay. He opened, he unraveled the piece of paper, and these are the words they had written on the piece of paper. Yeah? Jubilee is a popular party in Kenya. Jubilee won the August 8th election. Even a crocodile couldn't swallow that. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.